Hello and welcome to another review by DWC, and tonight we're reviewing a very old one. Not quite as old as they come, but in a very older style box, and that's the P-40E Warhawk of Colonel Robert L. Scott, representing White 7 of the 23rd Fighter Group, and of course a Pacific aircraft. So let's get in there and have a look. So this one was one of the P-40s I don't actually have in the collection, and I see it come up on eBay relatively cheap and pulled the trigger. The box is a little bit warm, but it's still in good nick. So let's get in there and have a look. So the older style Corgi box, and inside it we've got the detail of the aircraft itself and the pilot, which we'll go through shortly. The performance of the aircraft, power plant, service ceiling, weight, dimensions, and armament, which is really nice. So everything you'd find really on a certificate, and of course the aircraft itself in there. And this is the older style one, so we'd have the up undercarriage in there as well. And it's the newer style stand, so not the circular one. So right, let's get in there and have a little look. So let's have a little bit of history about Robert Scott. So really varied history. He was basically in a training unit at the outbreak of World War II when the US entered, and desperately wanted to get on bombers. So he managed to talk his way into a B-17 school, a unit, and he basically checked himself out in that. He then flew to India, and the secret mission he was meant to be on was stranded. He then ended up flying over the hump to China for General Chino's Flying Tigers. And of course, because he had previous flight experience, he convinced Chino to loan him a P-40 to help escort the transport. So on the 4th of July 42, he was selected to command the 23rd Fighter Group, which had been newly formed from the deactivated Flying Tigers, of course, well known for John Wayne's film back in the 1940s. And there was one to be made again, but never did make it. He then obviously commanded them and this prestigious group, let's say, and he accounted for 13 Japanese victories with 5 more probables. His aircraft was named Old Exterminator, and his most famous ride here is shown from 1942 when he scored 5 kills, as shown by the victory flags under the cockpit. I don't know if you can see those 5 there, which is a pretty cool thing. Most notably, Scott achieved his second and third victories on the 31st of July when flying out Old Exterminator to Henyang, China, to discuss tactics with his men just prior to landing in the tower. A nearby airfield informed him that enemy planes were inbound and no other aircraft were available to defend the field. And although solo with only 20 guns of fuel remaining, Scott armed his 650 caliber machine guns and turned to attack the enemy. Spotting an enemy bomber, he pressed the attack in spite of 2 protecting Zeros, and with enemy traces passing past his aircraft, he downed the bomber before facing the fighters. And during a brief dogfight, he turned one of the Zeros, flamed one of the Zeros, and drove the other away. So, a bit of a maniac by the sounds of things, and a bit of a hero as well. So, really nice looking aircraft. Different type of green, obviously not the olive drab as such. And any P-40, and I don't care what you say, regardless of model, needs the shark mouth. I think it really, really sets it off. I mean, quite a plain scheme, but a historic pilot nonetheless. Of course, the early star there from 1942, because this is when it was based. White 7 was based in Burma. But yeah, really nice looking bit of kit this. So let's get her on her undercarriage and see what she looks like. So there she is on her undercarriage. One thing I like about the later mark P-40s, and they're not all historically correct because they do an F, which is really an E, and it's got the Merlin in, but it looks no different. Is the undercarriage is all one piece. So the earlier P-40s, or the Bs and the Cs, have certain doors that you have to manually put in. And I know they're new molds, but they're a little bit tricky. Sort of reminiscent of anybody who's got the Hobby Master P39s. Really tricky to get those doors in. You really need a pair of tweezers to sort of ease them in there. But lovely looking model. Show you the underneath of it. There we go. So if I show you the doors are all on one piece. It's a nice solid aircraft. The tail wheel is in there as well. Nice and simple. And the up undercarriage just looks a little bit like that. So it's just one piece that slots in, and of course you've got a tiny bit for the tail wheel as well there. So really, really simple. You've got your 6 guns there as well in the wings, and of course, I don't know if we can show the motive of old Exterminator there as well, which is pretty cool. Cool bit of artwork on there. Really nice. Of course, the White 7, and of course, Mr. Scott in the cockpit as well, which is always a bonus with Corgi aircraft. Not every manufacturer does it. But yeah, really, really nice little model this. I didn't bring this up as well. So the newer style stand, this is pure metal. Absolutely solid. It's not going anywhere. Really solid bit of kit. Now they're all plastic, which is a bit of a shame, but of course to keep costs down it makes complete sense. But there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this little quick fire video on the lovely P40. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the page, please make sure you do. We appreciate all the love and support. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll speak to you soon.